part of what you need to do as a CS leader is create that process. I'm going to give you an example of one. So here you have a simple 2x2, right? In the top right-hand quadrant, you have along the top you have impact, along the side you have the champion, the main person you're working with. If the impact is the same and the person you're working with is the same, this is your most simple. As you move around the quadrant, you have the impact being different and your champion being, the impact being different and your champion being the same. Your impact being new and your champion being new, or the impact being the same and your champion being new. What does this mean for customer success? When the impact is the same and the champion is the same, that's a renewal. Okay, now that you know this, build your process around how to handle that. New impact, same champion, upsell. Right, you're delivering new functionality, a new impact, but the same person who's using you. If the impact is the same and the champion is new, that's a resell, right? Think about when your champion leaves and there's a new person in there, you have to get in there and resell it. And we often don't have a playbook for this because we think, oh, they're getting the same impact. They're not going to leave us. But the second you have a new champion, you need to be right in there talking about that impact. And then the most difficult of them all is this cross-sell, right? Because you could have an incumbent coming in. Once you have process in place, you need to work with your team. You have to role play. You have to build out these processes and then actually give them exercises so they can build their muscle memory and build their experience of doing this before they get in front of a customer. We put all of our content on YouTube. A lot of what we do in trainings is around role plays. And a lot of times when I'm working with teams, it's not about me teaching them a process, it's about us doing it together. Let me show you what I mean.
Hey there, I'm Julie.
And I'm Dan, but I'm an angry customer.
As customer success, we're often dealing with difficult conversations, customers that are angry, maybe frustrated, so how do we handle it effectively? We're gonna do a role play where Dan, the customer, is actually really upset. He just read the product release notes and anticipated that his request that was promised to him was going to be in this next release, but it wasn't. We're gonna start a couple minutes into the call. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ring, ring, this is Dan.
Hey Dan, it's Julie. What's going on?
Julie, finally you called me back. What is going on with your product release?
What do you mean?
Well, you had promised me that you were going to put in my request to make sure that it was live by the end of this month, and it is not there. What is going on?
Dan, I completely understand how you're feeling. I'm really sorry that the release wasn't in there as you expected, but let me dig into this a little bit. Time out. So, in that scenario,
I bet you'd like to know how the rest of that video ends. If you want to, you have to go to our YouTube channel to figure that out. But what's important about that role play is we were stumbling around. Dan and I did that in one take. It's not about getting it perfect because your customer calls aren't perfect. If you're going to have a difficult conversation with your customer, isn't it better that they've had an example and they've been able to practice that with someone on their team or with you? So that way they actually are dealing with real stakes, they're comfortable, they know how to handle it. I really encourage you, the content there, we give away all of our process to check it out. Now I want to talk about the why. And this is really interesting because for CS, money has never been the main motivator. What's really interesting about what's happening right now is that money is no longer the main motivator for salespeople. We talk about how sales and customer success are becoming more alike. They're becoming more alike in a lot of ways. Makes it really challenging to figure out how to retain your talent when you can't just throw more money at them. But the other things that aren't main motivators, the free coffee you give them, the toys, the open workspaces, that's not what's driving them. But instead, you need to observe what's happening with them. You need to listen to the things that are important. You need to check out their Instagram, see what they're talking about. What's unique about this new generation of employees is that they're friends with the people who they're working with, they're best friends. Also, career development and growth. I was coaching a new head of CS. She was calling me up. She's like, I'm really struggling. There's one person on my team. I cannot figure out what drives him. We talk about his customers. We talk about, what we're doing, but I can't, we haven't connected. I said, next time you have a one-on-one, ask him what motivates him. Next week, we got on our coaching call, and she was so excited. She's like, I had that conversation, and now I get it. He's here because he wants to learn about our customers and our market, and he's here just for personal learning and development. That's what drives him. That's what excites him. I said, great, now we have to figure out a plan to get him towards that. We are seeing that across the board with all employees. Career development and personal growth is critical. What happens when, especially newer employees, younger employees join your company, their career trajectory, don't take a picture yet, it gets better. Their career trajectory starts off really high and then starts to taper out. But what happens is your company, especially if you're high growth, it starts to continue to grow past this person's, what they feel is their career trajectory. So within 6 to 9 months, they've learned everything they can know about their role, and they're feeling like they've tapered out, and also they're getting frustrated because the new people who are just starting have the same title, have the same role, probably have the same pay as they do. They're getting demotivated. And then they see their friends on Instagram posting about all these cool events they're doing and how great their job is, and their access to information is so vast they can figure out, everything looks amazing, and it's right across the street. So we need to put a program in place for our employees so that way they can feel like they are having career development and growth. This is the end of my build, and what I mean by that, it's not necessarily giving a massive promotion. It's not about necessarily giving a big raise, but it's about micro promotions. It's about personal development. I was working with another team. This one was SDRs, but it was a pretty relevant conversation or a relevant situation because it was categorized in sort of this first or second job out of college, star employee. Star. Like this guy could have done anything in the company, and the company I was working with would give him any job. But the opportunity for his next move was a little bit further away. And he left. Show of hands. Who thinks he left for a better job title? He left for the exact same job and the exact same pay. But what he saw was a potential for faster career development and growth. And we need to create that internally so that way we can keep our star employees. The other thing on career development is we've got it a little bit wrong. This is our plan for our employees. Customer success skills first, how to do your job. Then product knowledge, and then market knowledge. A few problems with that. One, market knowledge, number 3, always gets lost. You need them to be on the job. You need them to be career ready. The second challenge is when I was at Eloqua, this was something like 15, 18 years ago, I was a CSM, and my head of CS, Paul Tashima, some of you may know him, he's been in CS for a long time, he would be on me that I didn't know the product well enough. And I kept saying to him, Paul, our customers are VPs of marketing and CMO. They do not know how to build lead scoring. They do not know how to put emails and send them in automated frequencies. So if I spend all of my time learning the ins and outs of my product, that's what I'm going to talk to them about. Instead, I'm learning what's important and strategic to a CMO. I'm spending my time on market knowledge so that way I can relate to my customer. And this is how you need to train your team, and this is what they're so hungry for. This is career development and growth. If they can learn who their audience is and what their industry is all about and what they care about, that's growth. We've talked about the 3 symptoms we're seeing in customer success today. There's no measurement. We're misunderstood the impact that we bring. We need to do things differently. There's a compounding and a big impact from small moments that matter. We develop process to drive results and focus on career development. You've been a great audience. I really want to thank Client Success for creating this amazing experience for all of us. It's really unique to get to go to an event where Not only do you get to meet really great people and peers, but you also get to go ziplining. That was pretty awesome. All of our materials are free. We're open source. Lucidchart has all of our process documents. We have our books on Amazon. We have hundreds of videos on YouTube. I really encourage you to check them out and watch them with your teams. Thank you so much, and I'll see you at lunch.